Hello there.
Scratchy, itchy show.
Welcome to Hollywoodland22. I heard it got a little bit hot today. I was out this morning, but this afternoon I haven't been out. Julie,
Yes.
what was today's high temperature at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Degrees.
86 degrees in the suburbs of Charlotte, North Carolina. Is it going to be a little chillier tomorrow? Do you know?
What?
Is it going to be like 60 tomorrow?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
Or is it, when's it going to get hot again?
I
Like
don't know.
around, like nice spring weather?
I don't know, really.
Like
be honest,
maybe,
I don't
maybe,
really know.
possibly. Monday, right? I think it's going to get nice and warm on Monday. I kind of don't even like it when it's even a little cold. I grew up in cold weather. I grew up in Pennsylvania. It's nice and cold there. Let's see who's in here. What's the best venue for concerts in Charlotte? I actually do not know. I do not go into Charlotte very often. I've lived here for 2 years and let's see. 2 years and 7 months, something like that. Maybe 2 years and 7.5 months I've lived here. Yeah. And I've been to downtown Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been to downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. But I live in a suburban area that's kind of in between those two places. So I don't really know. AA-DV7QL. Oh, by the way, we're going to invite some more people. Hi, welcome in. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Sadie-B8Q9F.
Yes, to a certain extent.
Sadie. Where have I heard that name before? The only Sadie I know. Are you a live streamer, Sadie? In somewhere in eastern Colorado, or is that a different Sadie? There's a really funny live streamer from eastern Colorado. Her name is Sadie. She's really fucking funny. I love her show. I don't get to watch shows as much as I want to. I gotta go. Sadie. Okay. Yeah. Alejandro Cacone, 85. How was your day? Oh, you're not? Okay, you're another Sadie. Welcome in. Welcome into Hollywoodland22. I thought I'd come on for about maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes. You said Sadie. Sadie. Okay, by the way. Okay, Sadie. Thanks for coming in. Welcome anytime. My day was good, Alejandro Cacon, 85. I got some good steak last night. I'm getting to narrow down who I'm watching on YouTube and on TikTok for my own purposes. I like to be entertained too, like you guys do. Um, and it's about 5 TikTokers and 5 YouTube live streamers. Yeah, it's about that much. I've gotten so busy in the last, and it comes in spurts. It comes like every other day. I get really busy, and I have to, if I come watch somebody on TikTok or YouTube, it's when I have a break, when I have like maybe, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 minutes or something like that, and then I have to split. It's like that. You kind of look like Ozzy Osbourne a bit, really. I did not know that. No, nobody's ever told me that. I think that's funny. Sadie. At TFS Coconut. Hi, welcome in. Welcome to Hollywoodland22. This message is held for review. I wonder what kind of a message that would be. If a message is holding for review, does that usually mean that it's some kind of a message that's weird or creepy or
Maybe.
something?
I don't know. But it makes up the rules.
I have seen a lot. I've seen a lot. Growing up in Philadelphia, yeah, I've seen a lot. And I've seen a lot in Los Angeles, particularly in the Hollywood area. There's not too many things that would surprise me. There may be a few, I'm not sure. You never know. There could be a few things. I have to get something. I'll be right back. Yeah, I noticed something in the last couple of weeks that some people are really, really good at what they do. I'm not talking about just they're good at skipping rope or necessarily, or they're good at playing a musical instrument, or they're good at sales, or they're good at painting, or they're good at lifting weights or anything like that. There's other things that people are really good at. And I have to give respect where it's due. If somebody's really good at fishing,
I laugh at myself sometimes, and I can be silly.
or whatever they do that they're really good at, I have to respect that. I really do like Powerade Zero.
So sometimes.
I like it a lot. I'm glad that the Coca-Cola company makes these Powerade Zeros. I prefer them to. You think I'm funny? You think I'm funny, don't you, Julie? I actually prefer Powerade Zero to Gatorade. I'm a former Gatorade drinker. When I want to quench my thirst, I don't have to think about it very much. I just reach out and grab a bottle of Powerade Zero by the Coca-Cola company. It's cool. It continues to be refreshing. And when I drink Powerade Zero, you should know this by now. It makes me feel like a real winner. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something about this defunct, rusted out Maglite flashlight. So it's all rusted. Batteries won't work. I'll have to go down to the Lowe's or the Home Depot and get another one. Let's see who's watching now. His hair is getting a little bit long. I think I'm going to let it grow. Maybe I should let my bangs go. Just let them grow long. Ask Atmosphere Airlines. You need some pictures in your room. I have pictures in my room. Mr. B6009. I have a lot of pictures, actually. They're in the other room. Alex D1139. Thanks for coming in. There's a guy ripping apart garbage with a 1.9K watching. Get out there and take us on an adventure. Yeah, I will take you on an adventure in the suburbs. All these suburbs look the same to me. I've been all over the country. The suburbs in Charlotte don't look any different. But if you want to go outside, we will sometime. I'm good at hiding at work. Matthew Riddenauer. Well, that's just wonderful. I answer questions. Sometimes people have a lot of questions to ask me, and sometimes people do not. It just depends on what day it is, what time of day. I noticed on Sundays, Sunday afternoons and early evenings, people tend to have a lot of questions to ask me. And I don't mean just where I am, what state I'm in, what country I'm in. They ask me things like, where are you from? Where are you now? What have you been doing for many decades? They ask me if I'm straight or I'm gay sometimes. I don't know why. I mean, I think it's self-evident that I'm a very straight guy. Sometimes we have some funny people come in here. What band in the 80s did I sing for? None. I did not. I did know some people who sang in bands. Is it true that most streamers are couch potatoes? Me and my body was arguing about that. I would have to say at least a third. I don't think that they go anywhere. Which movie were you in? Tell me, I will be going to watch it. I have never been in a movie in my life. I did live in Hollywoodland, the neighborhood, in the Hollywood Hills, Upper Beechwood Canyon. I lived up there for a while. I lived a much longer time in the San Fernando Valley. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's where I'm from. Nurka, R1. You're in Ukraine. I have a doctor who's from Kiev. She came over here in the early 90s.
Taurus.
Well, she's not my doctor now, but she was my doctor for about 22 years. Yeah. CJ 548. Hi. Welcome back in. Toxic, Mr. B6009.
Oh, get some rest.
Kings, no criminal government shut down these streets. Tell us about your favorite animal. My favorite animal? Let me think. Probably a domesticated dog. I tend to like retrievers. I used to have a Chesapeake Bay retriever. They're chocolate brown. I used to have one. To the kennel. Now that's a voice that's survived a lot of cigarettes. Survived a lot of cigarettes, really. I've had this voice ever since before I smoked cigarettes. It's the same voice. I did smoke cigarettes. Let's see. When did I stop smoking cigarettes? Almost 5 years ago. Isn't that right? Yes, I did. Almost 5 years ago, I stopped smoking cigarettes for good. And I sound like this now. I sleep well at night. I don't have the sleeping issues I used to have. Saving Private Netanyahu. We got them all coming in tonight, don't we? My favorite football coach I do not have. Maybe Tom Landry. What did one traffic light say to the other? I'm changing. Way, truth, light. Did you work in the 1992 The Shining? No, I thought The Shining was in the late 70s or early 80s. That was a movie. Wish I was like you, blue-eyed blondie. Perfect body. Well, I don't know if I have a perfect body. Let's ask Julie. Do I have a perfect body? I have wide shoulders, and I'm 6'1".
I wouldn't say perfect because nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect, but I'm tall. So I'm going in the perfect direction, right?
Okay.
I'm 6'1", and I have dark brown hair with a red undertone. And let's see what color my eyes are.
Blue.
They are blue, a little bit of a purple ring around the outsides. I used to think it was a defect. I was a little bit concerned about it. When I looked at it, I was like, but it's not. It's just the way. It's the way I was born. Animals have souls. I disagree with you on that. But to each their own. So, do you watch Tweaker Hunters 2? Oak Fabrication 4180. That's one of the first channels I watched. The guys that are they're actually trying to help people. They go around in Phoenix, Arizona, behind their Capitol building, near where all the homeless shelters are. I think there's a bunch of homeless shelters there, and it's an industrial park there. And there's a lot of tent cities back there. And they just drive all over the place in their van. And they offer people free food and free rides to a detox facility or rehabilitation centers to get them off of dangerous controlled substances. Tweaker Hunters. That's actually I like that channel, Tweaker Hunters. Those guys are kind of funny. Some of the things on their show are sad, but there's not much you can do about it. If a person doesn't want to go to rehab, they don't want to go to rehab. But a lot of people have moved to the Phoenix, Arizona area in the last 10 years. A lot of people from California, a lot of people from Chicago, a lot of people from all over the place. It's warmer weather there. It's not as humid as Florida. It's not humid like Florida. I mean, it can get a little bit humid because of the in monsoon season there in August. But other than that, it's dry weather. No, but I don't do either of those things. I don't use illegal drugs. Papa 23, hello. You look nice for your age, man. Thank you. Thank you. People used to ask me what my age was, and I don't know. It's like I don't want to tell people how old I am anymore. I just don't want to. Yeah. I would look good with makeup, really? I did not know that. You should smile more. Yeah, I got to get these fixed. These are all messed up. It's going to cost some money, but I have to go to the savings account and get it out and pay for it. I'm waiting in line. This is a really fast growing state, North Carolina, and people are waiting in line to see the dentist here. I mean, like, there's like a 3-week wait or a month wait to some of the really good dentists. It's like a month wait. So, I had to make an appointment. Actually, I prefer to be my own moderator. Do you think Isaac is a good name? I think Isaac is a good name. Isaac was the name of my great-great-grandfather, who was a traveling preacher in the Midwest, who ended up being a school teacher in Austin, Texas. Isaac. We did a genealogy of my family. Wide shoulders are so model coded. I had an opportunity to be a magazine model for men's clothing. I had a company, it was called Elite Model Management, approached me in a nightclub one time, and I turned them down because I was busy with a different type of a career. That was a long time ago. Let's see, we are going to make something here. We're going to make something. I'm going to make some hot tea. I know it's hot outside, but hot tea wakes me up. It's a long day, a little bit under the weather. time for me to wake up. Cut. Does anybody else have to go to doctor's appointments? They're real fun, huh? Some people do not keep up with their health, you know. I do. When I hit about 40, I'd say my early 40s, I started keeping up with my health. Getting CAT scans, MRIs, just checking out my heart and everything, making sure everything was cool. I mean, I did smoke most of my life. Stopped drinking. And I stopped smoking 5 years ago. I'm very happy about that. Plus, I had to take some medicine to get cured of a virus. Let's see if this is good. Thank you for hitting the like and the subscribe button. I appreciate it. Let's see how many people are in here. Okay, let's see how many people. You are the dad of Mark McGrath. I loved you as Thanos. Do you have a motorcycle? No, but when I used to live in the Texas Panhandle for 5 years out of my childhood, we used to go into the dried out riverbeds and where they have a bunch of cleachy rock, and we used to tear it up with those dirt bikes. Between the ages of 10 and 15, I remember that. Then I went back to live with my other parent in Pennsylvania. Am I famous? No. Who knows? Maybe one day I will be. You never know. Jesse Taylor. Do you love Coke? I don't know. You mean like joint compound or caulk that you use? Or do you mean something else that's nasty? I think you are gay. Gay are you? Not me. I am what I eat, and you know what that makes me. Go ahead, somebody tell me what I am. You are what you eat. You really are. What does that make me? Let's see it in the chat. I gotta see this. I've been told this all my life that I am what I eat. If I am what I eat, then what am I? And we're going to see how many people get blocked for the wrong answer. Or for being a smartass. You from any 90s band or old lost Hollywood? No, I knew a lot of people that were in rock bands when I lived in Hollywood. I actually knew quite a few. A lot of people that were really good musicians, but they never got signed. No, I'm not related to Kurt Russell, but I've been told that since my 30s, I've been told that I look like him a lot. He's a really good actor, I can tell you that much. No relation, though. Not that I'm aware of. Spread the word of Christ, brother. Keep up the good work. Lions, Far Leo. Yes, I do. I need to do that more often. No, animals do not have souls. They're not humans. Hi, Eduardo Hernandez. How are you doing? You think I'm funny? PS3_208-X. Yeah. Any advice on how to live your life, Papa? To the fullest. Follow your heart. To the fullest. You don't have to leave town. You can stay where you are. You don't have to go far away. You don't have to go all the way out to California, to Hollywood, and try to be a movie star or anything to live life to the fullest. You don't have to be an astronaut to live life to the fullest. You can stay in the Midwest somewhere, a small little town or something like that, and you can be a really good father or a really good mother and love your children, and take care of them and raise them properly. That's the most important thing in the whole world, I think. I come from a family that was split up. But that's the deck of cards I was dealt, isn't it? I made the best of it. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder at the age of bipolar 1 disorder. That's manic depressive illness at the age of, I don't know, maybe 23 or 24. That's the deck of cards I was dealt. What's this? There's a lot of people asking questions. Life isn't perfect. You have to work with the deck of cards you were dealt. How did you look when you were young? Okay, I'm going to go get the picture. Somebody asked for me yesterday. When I was younger, I'm not old yet, but what's the difference between Isaac Newton and my cousin's baby? I do not know. How to know a woman's gender? Well, I guess if they have a breast and a vagina and ovaries and stuff, that's a woman. Humans were never fish. Waste management. I'm doing okay, hanging in there. A little bit tired today. Yeah, even animals take care of their children. When I see like a TikTok video or a YouTube video of a happy family, even if it's a single parent household, and you can tell that they really care about their children and they're raising their children, that's a good thing. I think that the family unit, if you can try to keep the family unit together, I think that's a beautiful thing. If not, if a spouse dies or if you break up, if there's irreconcilable differences, at least both parents can put their differences aside to work together to raise the child that they corrected and not talk bad to the child about the other parent. No talking bad about the other parent. Now that did not happen with me. I was confused as a child. I thought things about one parent and I thought things about another parent that I found out when I got older were not true. It's not good to do that. We're going to go back to top messages. Yeah. You know what I was taught by my grandfather? I'm going to buy one too. You know the slings that Native Americans used to, well, indigenous Americans used slings, like a leather pouch with a long string, either rope or whatever they used. I don't know how they made their own rope. It's just a sling where you put a rock in it and you swing it back here and then you loop around and you aim it, you direct it. I was taught how to use a sling properly, and I'm very good at it. I'm very good at using slings with blue slate rock that I got at the down on the railroad tracks in Pennsylvania, out in the woods. I'm fairly good. I'm fairly good at archery, but I'm better at it with a sling. I don't know if I'm a marksman, but with a long arm, I'm fairly accurate, and I'm fairly accurate with a sidearm too. Yeah, my family trained me. I got trained to use, sidearms and long arms. When I was a young guy, when I was like maybe 12, 13 years old, out in the panhandle of Texas. I remember living out there. I remember going to New Mexico and going to Colorado on road trips and going to Dodge City, Kansas, and going to Oklahoma to the Red River. I went to Paladuro Canyon outside of Amarillo. I remember all those places. I don't wear wigs. No, I just have a lot of full head of hair. I've got good hair and bad genes for teeth. There's no way this isn't lame. Well, you don't have to be here if you don't want to. Sorry you think I'm lame. What is the 360 credit score? What in the 360 credit score is this nonsense? Okay, you can go. Goodbye. Since you don't have anything nice to say, you can go. I'll see you later. See, you don't know how to troll yet. I mean, I do have a channel that I troll just for fun sometimes, but I'm like a silly troll. You know what I mean? I laugh with people. I don't laugh at people. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just the age I am. Maybe it's my personality. I'm just not into thinking it's funny to lie to people and other things like that. I'm not into that childish shit. Jody girl, hi, I'm doing great. "39 minutes. Let's see what this tea is like. Oh. It's delicious. That tasted really good. I impressed myself. I'm going to make some more. In fact, I might make coffee instead. Who's making all that noise in there? I've had just about enough out of those two. I'm going to call the authorities. Now, you said you wanted to look at some pictures, right? Okay. I'm going to find some pictures for you. Un momento. Julia, I only show a couple of pictures. I don't show all of them. You know, it's just these two that people always want to see all the time. Yeah, I'm still here, people. Somebody wants to see pictures.
Hi. How's it going?
What kind of pictures do they want to see? Oh,
Goodness. Yada 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 yada.
yeah, I'll show you guys a couple of pictures. I have better pictures than this.
Absolutely not.
Okay. There's some people I have to cover their face. This is a picture of me. Let's see the light. See, I don't even know. We used to actually take real pictures, you know, with. Yeah, that's a picture of me. I think I was 21. That was outside of Dallas, Texas. This is a picture of me.
My parents are deceased.
Just a little bit older. I don't know. I might have been 27 or something like that. Maybe 26. No, 27. Yeah.
My father's
Let's see what other pictures I have. If you like to look at pictures. These are the pictures, the first two pictures here. Let's see if I have a picture of. Trying to find a picture here. All kinds of pictures here. Yeah, it did get hot today, didn't it, Julie? Hi. Hi there. How are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for hitting the like and the subscribe button. I am actually trying to find a picture here, a specific picture. I can't find it right now. It's the person that I look like the most. And I can't find that picture. I have a relative that I look like a lot. She's from my mother's side, my mother's mother's side of the family. And wow, I have pictures of everyone else but that picture. Wow, that is so odd. It could be in a, oh, here it is. This is a picture of my mother's mother. She passed away in, my grandmother on my mother's side passed away, I believe in 2000, either 2001 or 2002. I'm not sure exactly when, but it was one of those years. And I kind of look like her, but she's a woman, right? And that's a picture of her. That's the kind of hairstyles they used to have back in the I guess that would be that's my mother there when she was little. So that's the kind of hairstyles that, and I have a ton of historical photos. This is the kind of photos that of hairstyles that, like my grandmother's hairstyle right there. That is a very popular hairstyle from the maybe the late 1940s, mid to late 1940s, around there. And that's my grandmother on my mother's side. She's the daughter of a man that was a spy for the United States government, and he was also a police officer, and he was also a drill sergeant. And her father was also 6'4". He's a German guy, and a German American, and he was an honor guard at the White House, protecting the front doors of the White House. And he was a police officer in Washington, D.C. for a long time after that. Their last name is Sheets. The German way of spelling it is Sheetz, but some of the people that left Pennsylvania that went out to western Nebraska, the Sheets family changed it to Sheets to anglicize the last name, and they lived up in I'm not sure, but it was a county that was right on the Colorado-Nebraska line, and they bred horses. Her father came from a big family. Now she was raised in Maryland. A lot of people after the wars, they got jobs, federal jobs in Washington, D.C. I think my great grandfather left, went to military. He went to a military high school in Omaha, Nebraska. And then after that, he went into the United States Marines at Parris Island. And then later on after that, he became a spy, and he went down to when they were building the Panama Canal. And he could speak German, he could speak Spanish, and he could speak English. So I guess he was utilized down there. He went to make sure that there were no actual Germans poking around when the Panama Canal was being built. So I guess he and my great-grandmother, who lived in eastern Colorado, both survived the Spanish flu. that I believe actually has its origins in Leavenworth, Kansas. I don't know if you guys know about all that. I don't know if they teach that in schools anymore. The story goes like this, that woman you just saw, my mother's mother, I was told by her when she was alive that people that were, they call them, I don't know if they call them A&R people, but they're talent scouts and stuff like that, tried to persuade her to be in film or something like that, or go out either to New York City or to Hollywood or something like that, and become involved in modeling slash anything that had to do with the entertainment industry. And her father said no. Her father forbade that. And back in those days, you did what your father told you to do. She ended up being I think she had to drop out of school around maybe 14 or 15, and she went out. She took a train and she went out west, and she worked in a chaplain's office in Vancouver, Washington State during World War II. A lot of people had to go back after the war and get their high school equivalency exam, take their high school equivalency exams. They had to go back to night school and finish high school because they were in the middle of high school, and then it might have been 15 or 16 years old. But even the women, even the young ladies, were asked to work in the factories at that age. That's a part of history a lot of people don't know. But we had a major situation going on where we had some country named Germany that was started a war with the entire world. and the Japanese were helping them on the other side of the world. They were going to divide up the world. So a lot of people had to go work in the factories, stuff like that. You know, they just raised the maximum age that you can join the armed forces to 42, I heard. As long as you can pass the physical exam, you can join when you're 42, and they'll make you finish that boot camp. Isn't that interesting? Why we're increasing it from the age of 32 up to 42 for one to be eligible to join one of our 5 branches of the military. I say that half jokingly. John Lover 1310. I say that half jokingly. It's a little bit more complicated than that. They didn't declare war on the whole world. They just decided that they didn't even tell anybody. They just started taking mechanized units and going into other countries in Europe and just doing whatever they wanted to. But they didn't win. They lost that war. Yeah, back in those days, there were people. It was actually my grandfather that could speak several languages, but there was a lot of people back in the early 1900s, even in Philadelphia in the 1970s and 80s and stuff. I remember priests that these were I'm not Catholic, but in the Catholic churches, they gave the sermons in Latin, and they could not speak. They could speak broken English, but their main language was Italian. And Philadelphia has a lot of Italians. A lot of the older guys spoke Italian fluently, even back in the 80s. There's an island called Paris Island where the United States Marines go to boot camp. There's another place called Camp Pendleton, just north of San Diego. I know I do look British. It's because I'm a mix. I'm half German. My ethnicity is half German and half English. My last name, my surname is it's a place name. It's a village in England, but I'm not going to say what my last name is. Yeah, no more Germany after that guy. Well, there is. Divorced Lily, your grandmother was beautiful. Thank you. She was a beautiful woman. I miss her a lot. I really do miss my grandmother a lot. She was almost like a third parent to me. You know, she taught me a lot of things and about people. And of course, I've had one of my actual parents passed away in October. And I'm having like I'm grieving in intervals. You know, I compartmentalized my grief the first month, and then I think it's really starting to affect me right now. I'm actually really missing my father a lot. He made it to 83 years old. He did a lot for the United States to protect the country. He really did. And he was a really good man. He did everything he could to help other people and to help the United States as a whole, even people that he didn't even know. And he always told the truth to me. He told the truth to me. He explained to me the importance of telling the truth, but not being crass, even though he was crass sometimes, and I'm crass sometimes myself. It's a trait that we have in our family. But my father also taught me the definition of a lie. And a lie, according to him, and he taught me this, and I believe this too, is failure to make the truth crystal clear. It's the same thing as lying. That's the way I was trained. Just to think that way. Like, I don't like liars. I have a problem with liars, even more so with people that are thieves. You know what I mean? And, you know, in the last 10 or 15 years, there's been a subculture in our country that thought it was cute and funny to lie, gaslight others. If you don't know what gaslighting is, it's when an individual tries to make you feel like you did something wrong. It's all your fault, when actually it's not your fault. Whatever the situation was, they were bullshitting you, or they were lying to you, or they were misleading you. That's my definition of gaslighting. But I'll put it underneath the phylum of lying. And it's not everybody, and it's not all over the United States. So I don't know what, maybe something, it's understanding how destructive lying is something that children learn from their parents. Their parents teach them, do not lie. And this is why you do not lie, because it's very dangerous. And how important the truth is. Like friendship, like a true friend, in my opinion, will tell me the truth, even if I don't want to hear it. even if they have to be crass and very direct, they will tell me the truth. They won't just tell me what they think I want to hear, you know. I suppose one should be tactful. I mean, you'll just run up to somebody and say, you're, you know, like you see when you're younger people running up and saying, oh, you're fat or you're dumb or something like that. That's rude. It's rude. It's unnecessary and it causes problems. You don't have to say that. If you think something like that, well, just keep it to yourself, you know. I did learn another thing later on in life is that what people think of me is really none of my business. And I always remember something, sticks and stones. Is there anybody that remembers that saying, sticks and stones? Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt me. That's mostly true. Sometimes words can hurt. Divorce Lonely, have you thought about getting a CDL and traveling America? No, I haven't, but I have traveled America. Women wear makeup, gaslighting. Well, you know, women wear makeup. That's what they do. They like to wear makeup. A lot of women like to wear makeup. You know, it's very few women. And it's really very few women that can get away with not wearing any makeup. And it's even fewer women that can get away with not wearing any makeup as they get into middle age and older. You know what I mean? And look like, and be considered like a 9 or a 10 in the looks department. But when you get older, I've noticed that looks are really not all that important to most people as they get older. If they're single and they're looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend, looks are not so much important as who the person is. Like, does a person have a good sense of humor? Is the person intelligent? But more so, do they have a good sense of humor? Do they take life seriously, but they don't take themselves so serious? That's actually very attractive. And a person that has a positive attitude and a person that tells the truth and doesn't lie, those attributes are very attractive in another person for a friendship, or if you're a single man or woman and you're looking for a mate. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why so many marriages don't last when people get married when they're young. I don't know. It's possible. Maybe before people get married, they should maybe the courting process should come back. Like a man should court a woman, you know, for a while. At least 3 months, 4 months, maybe 6 months. Court a woman. See if they get along. There's a difference between lust and love, you know. There's a difference between happiness and moments of joy. That's one of the most recent things I've discovered in my life. You're Irish but live in the UK, so I'm familiar with villages and cities. Yes, but I will not say the name of the town, because then you will be able to figure out who I am. And I don't want people knowing what my last name is because I'm on YouTube. Chips, not chunks. It's fun. You were awesome in Baywatch. Yeah, but I'm not that guy. Yeah, I would never have surgery to change anything about my body. That's just, to me, that's just, ugh. That's not something I don't like surgeries. I'm kind of afraid of surgeries. It's one of the only things I'm truly afraid of is surgeries. I don't like it. I don't like having any surgeries. The guy from the Goonies, oh, you think that? I would like to, Divorce and Lonely said, I would like to ride an Amtrak around the country one day. You should. You should. Even whether you're not, you have unlimited resources or your middle income, or if you're not even middle income, at some point you really should save up some money and check out the United States on an Amtrak. It's really different from driving or taking a Greyhound bus or flying. You really get to see things. Carrie, 1974, tell them you give a shit meter is broken and you can't be bothered to fix it. Fuck them. That's right. I don't. Been a thing the last decade. Looks are important to a PA to a point. To a point. Put the adjectives in there. Yeah, to a point. Like there was a time when I was younger, when my 20s and 30s, and I've dated some very attractive women. A couple of them were just, they had some issues. They had some issues and just things just didn't work out. And it wasn't just issues like maybe they were a little eccentric, or it wasn't light stuff like that, like manic depressive illness or something like that, or being an eccentric person. That's a lightweight issue that can be dealt with. I'm talking about like gone. And I later got a little bit afraid because there was a woman I was involved with that was actually, in my opinion, I think that she was criminally insane. And I had to tip the fuck out of the relationship. And I haven't talked to that person since, and I'm glad I left.
Yeah, there's a bunch of hoo-haws.
And you know what? And it's not just out in Hollywood. You go to a big city, you don't know who you're going to meet. You can meet a guy that seems like the guy's like the nicest guy in the world, and you're dating the guy for like 6 months, and then all of a sudden you find out that he's mentally unstable to the point where he is a danger to himself and other people around him. People are strange. Everybody has an inborn ability to utilize discernment when meeting others. We've been talking about, me and a few other people have been talking about this in social media and in my real life here. We've been talking about that and how important that is. You got to size people up, and not just if you're a single woman interested in some guy, especially a woman. A woman has to really, really size somebody up, especially if they're straight and they're like dudes and stuff. You got to size these dudes up. You got to find out what they're about. They might be really nice guys, wonderful people. They might be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You never know. Chips, not chunks. I have a crush on a guy that's 14 years younger than me. Do I have a chance? I'm a woman. Like an adult? I hope. I pray. Like he's middle-aged and he's like in his 20s or something like that. I guess if you guys get along, as long as the person's of legal age. It matters a lot. If you're like in your 40s or something, and say you're like 45, say like 45 years old, and you know you wonder if you have a chance at dating some guy that's 30. Who knows? Anything's possible. Is it probable? No. Is it possible? Yes. That guy might dig you. Who knows? You never know. You know what I would, for all the women out there that might feel like you need yourself a boyfriend or something like that, I would try to find one of your lady friends who's really, really a seasoned professional at getting guys to chase them. There's women like that. They're really, really good at getting guys, at finding guys that like them and getting that guy to chase her. Talk to one of your girlfriends that's a seasoned professional in that and get some tips from her. Real men like the chase. That's my advice to you, chips, not chunks. Noah Road, 6577. There is something interesting about you. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much, Noah Road. As light as salt. So positivity, truthfulness, and humorous is top. Yes. Positivity, not. I would not say everything in your life is going to be positive, but constructive. I would change the word positivity with something constructive. If somebody, you know what attracts me to a person to be a friend with, or what attracted me to when I got older and more mature, which attracted me to my lady friend, was that she is constructive. She's truthful to a fault. She, honest to a fault, to be honest. She's like really direct, honest. Well, she used to be a deputy sheriff too. So, and she's humorous too. She'll make you laugh. You could pass for a younger Mick Jagger, really. Thank you for the compliment. I think. Thank you. Have you ever acted? No, I haven't. BPD equals beautiful princess disorder. I'm not a doctor, but sometimes when I'm watching a live stream creator, no matter what platform it's on, sometimes I got to be careful with myself. I can tell whether or not they have some type of a diagnosable chemical imbalance or whatever they call it. But I wouldn't even call it that. If somebody has like a diagnosable mental illness that needs treatment with therapy or pharmaceuticals, I can pretty much, like 80% of the time, tell that they do have a problem. But I'm not a doctor, so I never give advice. If I kind of know in my heart that somebody is manic depressive or if they have schizophrenia, I'm not going to say anything. It's not my place. And it's also not my place to tell anyone to take any type of medication. I'm not going to tell anyone to take Seroquel or lithium or Depakote or any of these medications. For all I know, we're going to find out in another 20 years that all those medications were harmful. Who knows? Who knows what we're going to find out? I got a prescription for lorazepam. It's for anxiety.
Just taking up space on my phone.
I take medication for bipolar disorder.
It's just taking up space on my phone.
But I'm not gonna try to be a doctor with anyone. If you can get by in life and you don't need and you don't need to take medicine, more power to you. You know, maybe I'm the dummy for taking the medication and somebody else is smarter than me. There are people smarter than me. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I know what my IQ is. My IQ is 128. That's what I was told in the hospital of the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. I took a second IQ test. I took one in, I think, in grade school. And then they gave me an IQ test in a hospital. And I know what it is. I think genius is 140 plus. But there's all types of intelligence. You know, there's problem solving, things like that. There's also emotional intelligence. There's other forms of testing to test a human being's intelligence. But you know what? It's a good thing to have common sense, I think. But I think how a person is raised, if a person is raised properly to tell the truth and to not lie and to take care of themselves and understand that love is an action word, it's a verb. To love is to give without expecting anything in return and not bragging or boasting about it. That's the simplest definition of love, as far as I'm concerned. If you can do that, I think that will carry you far in life. I really do. You don't have to be a brain surgeon. Not everybody was built for that. Everybody has a purpose on this earth. Everybody's an individual. That's a voice that survives cigarettes. Yes, it is. I wish I never smoked cigarettes. I vaped for about a year. That was even worse. Vaping is very, very bad for your lungs. It's really bad. No, I do not have any Italian in me. I am ethnically, I am English, and I am and German. I might have a little bit of French in me. Doesn't come out in what I look like. Nobody is talking about mental health problems in the society. I'm surprised. I see a lot of untreated, visible, blatantly, obviously mentally ill people in public in some of the larger cities, like large cities like New York and Philadelphia and Los Angeles and all over California and stuff. There's people like mentally ill running around in the streets all over the place. And it really got bad about, I'd say maybe about 12 years ago, 10 or 12 years ago. They're not being taken care of out there. And it's sad. There's also tons of people. There's 100,000 people homeless living rough in the streets out in LA County alone. I mean, there's 10 million people there. Got 100,000 people in the streets. What percentage is that? Is that 1% of the population? I'm not really good at math all the time when I'm tired. I've been a therapist, and he said, I have low happiness. You've been to a therapist. You have low happiness hormones. Really, I did not know the happiness came from hormones. Wasn't aware of that. I think my pineal gland is infected. Some people do have problems with their nerves. They have with signals going from one nerve ending through the synapse to the other nerve ending and not connecting properly on the other side. And that's part of what bipolar disorder is. Sorry to hear your uncle died, Danny. Yeah. He told me he liked me and he cared about me. No, not Robert Redford. Mark Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg. Hello. Love from one side is brutal. Yes, it is. No, I never got into that. I never got into that. You're gone. No, I lived there. I lived there for a couple of years, and then I moved to the San Fernando Valley section of Los Angeles. I'm originally from Philadelphia, but I did live 5 years of my childhood in the Texas Panhandle, near Lubbock, Texas. Okay, we got some people saying things that are not cool, and they're going to go away. Slandering me. If people start slandering me, I'll just go away. I just do this for fun. Uncle, are you in the... No, we're going to have to get rid of you. Make no sense. Divorce and lonely. Have you ever had AFIB? I don't know what that is. Divorce and lonely. You look like... Oh, no, I don't. Well, I'm not. And you're gone. Carmen, let's see. There is a woman ghost in the back. Oh, she's real. Julie Newman is real. Carmen Hanrahan. Everyone online is IRL in public. Absolutely not. In America, there is no time. Let's see. There's let me see that. I want to read that. There's no time, absolutely no. In America, there's no time for mental health. Y'all have to work to have a little bit of a problem. Y'all have to work to survive. Well, people do have to work to survive. That's just a given. It's not. I never got into that. I have some problems with my teeth that I'm getting addressed soon. Love from one side is brutal, but look, grass does not say thank you to the sun for helping it grow. The sun just shines. Everyone who feels it. True. I get it. Prove it. Hi there, man. Hi, DK10-100. Thanks for coming in. Oh, we got these people talking about childish things. This channel, Ali, is all about you asking me questions, just as long as the questions will not get me bananaed off of YouTube. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. I really do appreciate you guys coming in and spending time with me. I do have a goal of, by next Saturday, I would like to have 500 subscribers, and it's free for you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for hitting the like button, and thank you for subscribing to Hollywoodland22. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Matt said hi. Divorced and lonely. Generally speaking, do you think the East Coast is friendlier atmosphere than the West Coast? Well, I've lived a while, and it depends on where you are. Some people think, I think big cities, you can tend to meet people that are a little bit, put it this way, people in New York City are direct, and they're more fast-paced. and aggressive in my opinion. Los Angeles is like a bipolar city. It's passive aggressive. The culture there seems very passive aggressive, like in general. And people are different when you get away from Hollywood, Burbank, Studio City, away from that area, and you start getting out into the just regular everyday neighborhoods of Los Angeles County. People are just more. They kind of remind me of a lot of the culture comes from the Midwest, or it comes from Mexico. But a lot of the people that have moved to that emigrated to the Los Angeles area from Mexico and Central America don't necessarily come from big cities. A lot of them come from small towns. And a lot of the people that came before them from the Midwest came from small towns, especially the areas around Panhandle of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Nebraska, parts of Colorado, Missouri, Arkansas, I said, and Kansas, where they had the Dust Bowl. And a lot of those people just left there and they came out and they brought their culture with them, Midwestern culture. So that's why a lot of people like in the Los Angeles area speak like a Midwesterner. It's funny, if you go up to Bakersfield, you feel like you're living in, it's almost like you're in Oklahoma. The West Coast right now is, it depends on where you are. I think people tend to be friendlier down in San Diego and most of Orange County. Los Angeles has really changed a lot. But people are kind of laid back. But it has a lot of problems right now. I wouldn't recommend visiting or going there to live right now. They got some cleaning up to do for the next couple of years, in my opinion. I was in direct sales most of my life. No. Not Biden. No. I'm from the Philadelphia area. People in the Philadelphia area knew about the Biden family, and I would never vote for a Biden. Carmen Honoran, what would you tell a 34-year-old woman who has a crush generally for older men? A genuine connection is lovely, but I care deeply for a man who is 17 years older. Kids are off the table. The relationship could work. That wasn't even uncommon 50 years ago. Not really. Definitely not 75 years ago. No, I'm not. Let the chat answer that. Let the chat answer that, Carmen. And sometimes the chat can give good advice, sometimes bad advice. You never know. Wow, it sure is getting hot in here. Looks like I'm going to have to turn the air conditioning on, because it's getting a little hot in here. I'm about to melt. It's getting more humid as the evening's rolling on. So I'm going to put it on 75 right now. Ask the chat, Carmen Hannaran. Yes, ask the chat. Oh my God, we got all the political people in here now. No, I know how to write a thesis statement. I know how to write a sentence and a paragraph, and I know how I probably could write a book. Philadelphia, DC, and Baltimore, inside the inner cities, parts of Washington, DC are very dangerous. Also, outside of DC in Prince George's County, Maryland, has some pretty wicked, dangerous suburban neighborhoods. Exercise caution when you're going through there. You are correct, divorced and lonely. I know those areas. A lot of Maryland is just going down the drain. If you're 23 years old, just work all the time. Save money. Don't spend it. If you have your parents to live with, help them out with the electricity and your food expenditures, and mow the lawn for your parents. And work 2 jobs and work about 60 hours a week. Well, in this case, I'm juggling, I think 5. You save all your money. Even if you're working at fast food, it doesn't make any difference. What if your rent could pay itself? Where we live, Julie, wow, you lost weight in your face. I could tell. Let's ask Miss Julie Newman how much an apartment is. We're not going to talk about our place. We're leasing right now. We're going to ask Julie Newman. We have a question in the chat. How much is a 1-bedroom apartment in the Charlotte metropolitan area currently?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know?
No,
I saw in the suburbs it's more like 1,300 or 1,200. If you go in the city, you could pay 1,600 downtown Charlotte. I guess Julie doesn't know.
I don't know.
He's an instructor. You mean in a college? Raleigh and Charlotte are reasonable. I would not call them expensive. California, along the coast in the San Francisco Bay Area and the Los Angeles area and Orange County and San Diego is expensive. Boston is expensive. Washington, D.C. area is expensive. New York City and northern New Jersey are expensive. Miami is expensive. I would not say that Charlotte or Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area are expensive. Not really. I think it's reasonable. You can always live out in the suburbs. It's a lot less money. It costs more money to live in downtown Charlotte, and it's not worth it either. They're having some crime problems there. You look like you're on speed. Well, I'm not. I don't do that stuff. And you're gone. You want to stop your lessons because he makes you feel nervous? Chat, I have a power dynamic crush. Anyone experience this? Chat, Carmen Hannaran needs help. It's beer o'clock in Australia, brother. I bet it is. Divorced lonely. You also lived in Portland, Maine. You thought it was nice? Wow, you're well traveled. You're well traveled. I'll be back in a second. I think I'm gonna make some Welch's drink. Yes, that's right. They're in a box. They're $1. They are these little Welch's here. And yes, I drink tap water. I don't care. Actually, before you cook them, you're supposed to boil your water, really. But the water here in North Carolina tastes a lot better than Southern California. A lot better. I'm very, very impressed. I've had just about enough out of those two. We're going to have to call the authorities. I do that real well, huh? Anyway, guess what time it is, everyone? It's Walmart generic coffee time. Instant coffee. You know, it doesn't really matter whether you have money or not. Some people are just really frugal. You know that? I'm one of those guys. I don't like to spend a lot of money. I like to keep my money in the bank. What do we got here? Classic roast tostado clásico. ¿Tú hablas español? Would you thought I was Mexican? I'm not Mexican, but I hung out with a lot of Mexicans when I lived in LA. Learned a little bit of Spanish, not much. I've kind of forgotten a lot of Spanish because I've been in North Carolina for 2 years and 7.5 months. I've kind of forgotten conversational Spanish. I have some Guatemalan neighbors. Maybe I should go hang out with them and try to brush up on my Spanish again. I was going to take up painting, but here's the deal with painting. Here's the thing with drawing and painting. Some people are truly talented. You know, they can paint, they can erase what they just painted and start all over again and just come up with something else. I just don't know how to draw or paint that well. I have some other talents. I'm going to have to start writing down what I might do on this channel in the future. Some people have the gift of gab. The gift of gab. Who has the gift of gab? On TikTok, it's Human Scab. She has the gift of gab. Also, who is that other lady? The one that has the purple hair sometimes. KK. KK has the gift of gab. Yeah, there's certain people have that. We're going to bring all this stuff in here. I'll be back. They're not there yet, but they'll be there soon. Are you looking for something? Can I help you? Hi. How do you like my carpet? Isn't it fun? How about my wall? Who's here? No, I would not do that. No, it's not a wig. You're too old to be doing this. No, I'm not. And guess what? You're fucking gone. Punk ass bitch. You're too old. CJ 548. Big supporter of my channel. Thank you for coming in. Thanks for supporting me. I got some nasty trolls coming in here. I mean, I'm a little bit tired, you know. AA. That was my thought months ago. I say he's physically attractive. He's not conventionally. It's his voice. He's calm and very much in control. Or does he just appear to be in control? Does he have a calm, and cool, and collected voice, and he seems to be in control of things? Maybe he's a raging maniac. You don't know. He has to properly court you. Make him chase you. A lot of women are good at that. If you don't know, find a woman that's really good, like a real professional, at making men chase them. Not all women are good at that. Some women are really good at that. Most of those women are particularly attractive. Not all of them, though. Some women just have a knack for getting guys to chase after them. You should get advice from a woman like that. And then he'll maybe chase after you. And, there's no more floor space to put anything here, and I really wanted to get him a gaming setup. So what I did was I searched around the internet and I found just get some advice from a woman that knows how to make a man chase her, and she'll explain to you the techniques to get a man to chase. I actually know somebody that's very good at getting a man to continuously go after them. So I just put the dresser out on the curb, called a friend of mine. She came and picked it up. I got rid of the dresser, and now we have plenty of drawer space and closet space. And I didn't have to. Yes, I do know a woman that's good at getting men to chase them. That was a third change in plans that turned out to work out for the better. Who do you think? I don't know. I know a few women that are real good. You were good. You were good at that. Yeah. And I did. When I first met you. And I've met other. I know women that know how to do that. They're real good at it. So it has plenty of length. Hush. Let's grow up, mom. And it has height, but it doesn't come out from the wall that much. Broke back Dak. The middle tier or the bottom tier of my desk. Sugar in his tank. My keyboard, mouse pad, my switchboard, and then on the second tier I can put my monitor, speaker. I've been up since 6 o'clock in the morning. Jack. My mic stuff, and then on the top tier, I could. Man, I need some coffee. Lights, and then all my Deadpool stuff because it's not a desk unless it's just covered. I mean, I like to stay on here all night, but I have some live streamers to watch. It's about 5 different live streamers. It depends on who's on. Sometimes I'll have like 4 different live streamers that I like all their channels. I have to pick one. Usually what I'll do is if one of the 5 live streamers that I watch on a regular basis is on, I really don't like to jump from live stream to live stream. I like to just go ahead and show my loyalty to the person I'm watching. Let them know that you know, it's actions speak louder than words. And watch and just, you know, if you just watch somebody's live stream that's really talented or interesting or has something that's constructive or something that's intelligent to say or something I can learn, a live streamer I can learn from. Those are the streamers that I really like to watch. People that can teach me something. And sometimes they're my age, sometimes they're older, and sometimes they're younger than me, and they can teach me something. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I don't know everything. And every once in a while, you run into a real smart person. On YouTube or Kick or Twitch or X or TikTok. Which is putting together this monstrosity. So first off, this bed was over 200 pounds. It's rated to hold, I think, 560 pounds. But because it's a desk and it's a bed, it took me about 8 hours, 8.5 hours to put together by myself. And you think he's being a pro and holding back because of his professionalism? The thing is, if you are a student of his, are you in university? I don't have any idea if you're a young lady in college or if you're middle-aged at a community college or what's going on. I mean, it's not stopping for anything. But I can tell you that every second that I spent on it, every ounce of pain that I had, and every penny that I spent on it was absolutely worth it. It's a tutor. Oh, it's a tutor. A private tutor. Of what happens once I get his bed in here? Like, where am I going to put all this other crap? And since we're going up, CJ at CJ548 says, just grab him by the. Oh, you're 34. Okay, you're still a young person. You have to be. You have to be 40 to be middle-aged. A driving instructor? Everybody's asking you now. Carmen. Hanrahan. CJ, the gear stick is right there, buddy. You're 62? You're not too much older than me. Oh my God. I'm glad that you folks are in here having wonderful conversations about picking up on your tutor. He texted me outside of hours gone 10 last week after I made him something homemade. Listen, I'm great at that. I played this game, but like I said, we have very specific things in common. What specific things do you have in common with your tutor? Inquiring minds really want to know. You've been dying for a dive. Oh my goodness, we have quite a conversation going on with these ladies here. Talking about this tall, dark, and handsome, I would suspect, tutor that this young lady has the hots for, and he's how old did you say he was? You're 34 and he's what, 13 or 14 or years older than you? I know that this is not a regular thing. He's 50. Oh, he's 50 and you're 34. And he's a handsome guy, right? And he's a tutor, right? Is it lust? Or do you really have something? If you really, I mean, well, I have something in common with everybody that's here, unless you're a reptilian. I'm a human. My blood type might be rare. That's not a good thing. He's 50? He's not conventionally attractive. Is he attractive in a... You mean he's not like... What is conventionally attractive? I've always wanted to know what conventionally attractive is. You mean like Robert Redford when he was younger?
And within the next 2 weeks or so, we're going to be expanding the types of cleaning products we have in the store. We're going to be adding more merchandise to the store. That being said, members, I will see
like Mel Gibson when he was a young man. Actually, Mel Gibson's a pretty handsome guy at his age too. Like Danny DeVito. You find him gorgeous due to his personality. Really? What else matters to you in a man? Whether or not he can make you laugh.
Oh, gee.
He is handsome, but it's not a looms. Okay. But conventionally handsome. Robert Redford as a young guy. Or maybe Paul Newman when he was a younger guy. Or Burt Reynolds when he was alive and a younger guy. Trying to think of conventionally handsome men. Val Kilmer was a handsome man. Finish the lessons, then see if he'll go out with you as a friend first. That's excellent advice, AA-DV.
Yeah.
That's excellent advice. Thank you.
Yes, smart.
Thanks for coming into Hollywoodland22. I really do appreciate you coming in here. Thank you for hitting the like and the subscribe button. We are going on 2 hours now. It's about 13 minutes after 8. I'm going to watch a few shows. Sometimes when I watch TikTok channels that I enjoy, it trains me to listen more often. This is just, you know, I'm reading and then I'm talking and all this stuff, but I listen, especially when somebody's a real talker and has interesting things to say. I really like to. There's a couple of people I really like listening to because they talk about. Sometimes they talk about some very deep and abstract concepts. They have good critical thinking skills, and they have like a spiritual intelligence. It's about 2 people on YouTube and 1 person on TikTok that are from a psychological standpoint and from a spiritual standpoint. These 3 individuals. It's 1 woman and 2 men that talk about subject matter that most people don't talk about all the time, but it's very important for the human race and for the earth too. And I don't know, maybe one of those 3 people will be live streaming tonight. If not, there's a couple other, 3 or 4 other people that are just funny. That I'll watch. I kind of got away from watching television. I haven't watched much television in 20 years. 34 and 50. Well, that can go a lot of places. It depends on. Maybe he's amazing. Maybe he can pull off miracles. I was going to say something, but I won't. I'm going to keep this channel. I'm going to keep this channel PG. You guys are funny. Well, guess what? We got 4 more minutes to go. I will be back in just a moment. Don't touch that dial.
Yeah, he may not be even. You're not. Women are not supposed to.
You talk to him.
You know, men are supposed to.
All these other women. I was going to say something like,
Is he even single? You don't know.
yeah, single.
He has to be dating no more.
He's not conventionally handsome.
He may be already dating.
She likes him because she likes his personality, but he's not conventionally handsome. I was going to ask her if his birth really matters to her. Perhaps. If he's a girthy man and he has a lot of stamina and age,
She don't know that.
then he
She
might.
don't really know the
Then
person.
that 50-year-old man might want to take her to the Motel 6. I mean,
Oh my
they
God.
are a pretty good motel. I mean, they do lease the
Oh,
light on for you,
yeah,
you know?
I don't want to hear that. That's not good.
I mean, tell me, what do you think?
I don't know about that, Lee.
You know, maybe the guy's single. Maybe he has a lot of energy.
Oh my God. You don't know that.
Maybe he's close to a Motel 6. You know? Motel 6 is a pretty good motel. They always leave the light on for me, you know?
Oh, Jesus.
They're awfully convenient
Oh, Jesus.
when we're traveling, you know? And before I met you, they're very helpful. They used to cost $24.95 a long time ago. I remember ancient times when Motel 6 used to cost $19.95 plus hotel tax. That's about 14% tax. What's that? Well, this lady wants to hook up with her tutor.
Well, she better not.
I hope she doesn't have a husband or a boyfriend. She's cheating. Like, that's wrong. If you have a husband or a boyfriend or something, and you're messing around with some guy or thinking about that, you follow through with that, that could really wreck your life, you know. It causes a lot of pain and heartache. You know, you might not want to do that. That's not a good thing. I don't know if you're still here or not. You may still be here because a lot of you ladies are talking about this subject. AADV, is he like a driving instructor or something? I don't know. Let's find out. Carmen says, perhaps has more stamina than me. Laugh out loud, single. I do. He's a good guy. Maybe he has more stamina than you. L, hell no. Run, girl. You don't know where those hands have been. With some 50-year-old guy, you don't know where his hands have been. And he's been doing martial arts since he was 13. Silly doing martial arts. I don't know why all these older guys that are over 50 are taking Krav Maga classes, and that's like an Israeli jiu-jitsu, and they're taking all these fighting classes. And I'm like, dude, You're 50 years old. What are you going to do? Are you going to start an MMA career at the age of 50? Although I did run into some people on Skid Row that were, over the age of 60 that used to be in like the military that have some serious skills. You don't want to mess with those guys. Some of those guys, that live in those tents on Skid Row. You just want to walk. You want to be like, "Hi, how you doing?" You don't want to be like a smart ass with them. You might run into the wrong guy, get a whooping, or worse. Krav Maga. Yeah, my brother is trained in Krav Maga. Me and my family will be out there tomorrow. I'm proud. No kings. Well, good for you. We live in a free country. You can do that. I'm not into the No Kings protest. I'm a person that I don't think Donald Trump, our president, is a perfect man, but I think he is a capable commander in chief. I know he says things that sometimes, make people angry, and he says the wrong thing sometimes, but nobody's perfect. He's making sure that we're safe, national security. He's keeping Europe safe. No nuclear anything. The Persians out there, they are not allowed to have any nuclear anything. That's bottom line. I think they need to come back to the table really quick. Yeah, my brother knows Krav Maga. My younger brother lives down in Florida. He's 4 years younger than me. Krav Maga is it's the real deal. It's kind of like I think there's a thing called cat's paw in the military. They train you. Well, Krav Maga is for offing people. It's actually for war. What's up? Feel Good Friday. M. Newhouse, 84. We're talking about everything from a woman that wants to hook up with her tutor and needs advice from the chat to martial arts and the different kinds of martial arts that guys that are over the age of 50 seem to want to get into because they want to feel young again. I asked my doctor if I should learn some Krav Maga, and he said, you don't want to do that. He said, you're just going to get yourself hurt. He said, why do something that's unnecessary? He said, you already have skills if you want to defend. I'm very good at defending myself in the street. Like, I'm an expert at it. So I don't need to be jumping around on a gym mat, like punching things and having other people punch me and do all kinds of jujitsu things. Why would I want to do that? I would rather put money in my pocket. You know what I mean? Chuck Norris really, really knew his stuff. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. He really was. MD House 84. You look like you become a vampire every night. Really? You think so? Am I that white? Is it because I'm so white? Happy jalapeno. Happy jalapeno. 9, 3, 9, 7. Masseuse. Don't let him meet Carmen. Carmen, you seem like you have the hots for this guy. Who are you anyway? Carmen Haran. I don't know. Have I watched your channel before? I don't know if you're a live streamer. I probably dated about maybe 20% of Hollywood. I'm not talking. I was a single guy for a long time. Just bouncing around from woman to woman, you know. I mean, my high school sweetheart, she dumped me, and then she came back like 6 months later and wanted to hang out with me. So I was with her, and then I was never with her again. I took off somewhere, some other lady. Then I ended up out in Los Angeles. Do I have a high body count? Ask me. What do you think? Fun story times, yes. It used to be. Kept bouncing around from lady to lady until the age of 41. Just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing around. Not the only man that does that. You'd be surprised. Places like France and Germany and England and most of the West, a lot of men are like that. Yeah, it is pretty gross. A lot of women don't like that. I have to tell the truth, but I just, you know, and what do you want? I mean, I tended to have longer relationships when I was on the East Coast or if I was up in Washington State. But when I was down in Los Angeles, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of women that were off kilter in that area, especially around Hollywood. I mean, it's not a place that you want to find a woman or a man wants to find like a partner. I mean, they're trying to get famous, a lot of these people. They're just trying to use you as they think you might be a stepping stone, or you're just somebody to hang out in the Motel 6 that leaves the light on for you, you know. You're one of those people. It's kind of hard to develop a relationship out there. There was times when I was actually kind of sad, and I wanted like a normal life, you know. And it got old. By my late 30s, it started to get really old. You start maturing, and you don't want to just be bouncing around from being a single guy and bouncing around from lady to lady. It just it's just like a quick fix, you know, and it's don't say bouncing. Okay. Jumping. A humble Irish girl, not a live streamer. Okay, I understand. Laughing at you in the background. They say that because you kind of look like Bill off of True Blood Vampire Show. Great show. Oh, okay. I did not know. Let me see that again. They say that because M. Newhouse 84 says they say that because you kind of look like Bill off the True Blood Vampire Show. Great show. I'm going to look that up. Bill off of the True Blood Vampire Show. Jalapenos. I had, you know what's worse than eating a raw jalapeno? Some guy who was a roommate of mine a long time ago, back in like the early 90s. He said he offered, he dared me He double dog dared me to eat a habanero pepper. It's some kind of Cuban pepper or something. It's not that Carolina one that one that can, it's really dangerous, but it's like the third hottest pepper in the world. And I ate it for $20 and he paid me. And then I drank like a whole gallon of milk and it tore my stomach up. I was crying out to Jesus. I was like, Jesus, please make this pain go away. It was unbelievable amount of pain in my stomach. I thought that something was going to like come out of my stomach, like in the Alien movie. And habanero pepper. Some of you guys might know what that is. Can I have your soul? No. You cannot have my soul. That was creepy. That sounded satanic. That's why you're gone. That is so creepy. What did Rocky Balboa say in the first Rocky movie? He said, everywhere you go these days, there's a creep. I've had some creeps come on my show, my little show here, saying weird stuff. I have to keep it on top messages. If I put it on all messages, I get some really weird people in here. I wonder what I should do now. Maybe I should make some more coffee so I can get more jacked up and talk some more, and you can listen to me. You got to get all the talk out of me so that when I go watch one of my favorite live streams, I just listen and learn something. I need to learn things too, you know. I really do. This is the end. My only friend, the end.
Cha-cha. Cha-cha.
What's your name, boy?
Pudding-tang, ask me again, I'll tell you.
Pudding-tang.
See, you already cooked this chicken, I don't think it can. I mean, when there's meat off of there, I don't know, maybe. Try to get some of the breakfast chicken. Bones, it's just bones. This is not bones. Bones. I'm picking up bones. I'm picking up bones. I'm picking out bones. Zooming things is better than love. Oh, really? Sucker hash.
What's your name, boy? What's your name, boy?
Pudding-tang.
Pudding-tang.
Yep, that's my name. Ah,
I'm gonna wear it out.
yes, I am.
Pudding-tang.
I wear it
Pudding-tang.
outside like a fresh coat of paint. I just fresh coat of paint. That's a joke.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, you think you're funny?
Fresh coat of paint. Oh, fresh coat of paint.
Just remember, only you can prevent forest fires. You know, I've been thinking, I think it was earlier today that a live streamer talked about the earth and how individuals can do something to protect the earth, tend to the earth. And I think that was, and to make a post about it. Well, I'm live streaming, so I'll say something. This is my opinion about helping the earth. and maintaining the earth, because the earth is very important also. You know, we live on earth. Um, I think the first thing that is the most important thing about tending and to the earth and protecting the earth is to not litter. Refrain from littering. There are trash receptacles, or um, you might call them garbage cans. You know, the garbage cans that are blue and green and different colors and black, and you have to go out to the curb and you have to bring them in after the truck disposes of the garbage. Yeah, those things. Also, there are garbage cans at fast food restaurants, and they're also outside of Walgreens and CVS, outside of grocery stores, or also inside of retail stores, department stores. Walmart has several garbage cans. And when you go to the park, usually there's a garbage can. You might have to walk a little bit further to get to a garbage can, but it's really, really important to protect the earth by not littering, and also by not by putting out campfires. If you go camping, make sure that you properly extinguish a campfire. Um, we only have one earth to live on while we're in this form. So let's try to keep the earth beautiful. Okay? And just a little bit of advice. If you see a bunch of cracks in the ground and you think it might be maybe a crack that's going to turn into a big crevice, you know, and be a problem, or it might eventually turn into a sinkhole, exercise caution. Let the city know about it. Or let your municipal workers know about it. And if you see those cracks, like in a field or in someone's lawn or something like that, I would recommend, if they go away, I would not assume that they're going to go away forever. I mean, it could be a temperature change. I mean, you can see cracks in the ground, it's a temperature change, and they go back. Or it could be a sinkhole. Either way, I would inform whatever city or township, or even if you have to go to the county level, about it, or that the cracks are in the ground, because you never know. One day you could be minding your own business and they just open up and you fall down. And, you know, I mean, it did happen in Brandon, Florida. There was a there's sinkholes all over Central Florida, but there was a guy. Do you guys remember this? Well, I've been to Western Pennsylvania. I know where Beaver Falls and Aliquippa and all those places are. Friendly people out there.
Excuse me, I'm gonna close the door.
The guy was sleeping in his bed in his house in a suburb of Tampa, of Brandon, Florida. And sometime in the middle of the night, a sinkhole opened up right in his bedroom and part of his living room. And he vanished into a sinkhole. And I don't think they ever found him again. It's a sad story, but it did happen. And I think that does anybody know when that happened? Was that the late 90s? Was that the early 2000s? Was that around 2007, 8, 9? I can't remember. You guys remember that? I do. Let's see who's here. Fitness freak Arian Singh. I'm doing wonderful today. No, I don't smoke cigarettes. Hey, hi, Ram Ram from India. Welcome in. Noah Road, 6577 from Western Pennsylvania. I'm familiar with Moon Township, Aliquippa, Rochester. I think it's called Rochester or something. Midland, Pennsylvania, Beaver Falls, um, Pittsburgh, just to a certain degree. No, this is my real hair color. If you want me to color it, I could. I could color it any color, really. I could color it red. This is my natural color, and if you see gray right there, it's gray coming out. But I could color it. It's something I could do. You want me to? I think it costs like hair color costs almost $15 or $20 now. I could color it if I wanted to. No, I've never lived in Culver City. I did live in the Pico Robertson neighborhood for a couple of years. Well, I lived there, 2000 and I believe 2005, 2006, and 2007. I lived on South Robertson in the Pico Robertson neighborhood, just southwest of La Cienega and Pico Boulevard, which is close to Culver City, where that old Helms Bakery is on Venice Boulevard, and it's now a high-end furniture store, and near a neighborhood in Los Angeles called Palms and Cheverett Hills and stuff like that. I lived around there. And then I went back up to the San Fernando Valley, lived in the Encino area. Well, I'm going to let my hair grow out. Who knows? I'm not gonna color it black or blue or anything like that, or purple or anything like that. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm just gonna put maybe some medium brown in it or something like that. My hair used to be darker. It was like a dark brown when I was younger. It started to get more red as I got older. This channel is about whatever you want it to be about. It's really your channel. Brian Johnson, 2543. Well, you know what? It's been fun. And it's been real. And it's been real fun too. But guess what? It is time for me to skedaddle. Yes, it is. I'm glad there's no sinkholes around me. Thank you for not littering and keeping the earth clean. I do appreciate that. I have traveled a lot. I lived in a lot of different places. A lot of it was because my family, my mother and father broke up, and I lived in different states, and I went to a lot of family reunions, and I've traveled to a lot of states, and I've lived on both sides of the country. I lived in the Northeast, the South, Texas, Southwest, and Pacific Northwest. Yeah. And almost in the middle of the country. You know what state I really like a lot is I've traveled through Missouri. Missouri has a lot of forests in it. And there's mountains in South Missouri too. They have Ozark Mountains down there. It's a really beautiful area, especially the southern part of Missouri. It's a beautiful area. I recommend you guys Check it out sometime. Lovely to meet you, Mr. Blank English Village surname. Yes. Yes, I know what the English Village is. I know what it is. The original, my last name was originally spelled differently because that surname originated in Norway hundreds of years ago. I think Vikings invaded England or something. I will. Nickname unauthorized. Hiya, Kurt Russell. I knew that was going to happen before I left. Yeah, just a little bit of rest and relaxation for me now. I know I'm a little bit tired today. Sorry I couldn't be a little bit more upbeat with you. You guys have a wonderful Friday night. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel, Hollywoodland22. I'm off to watching my favorite TikTok channels and YouTube channels, whoever's going to be on tonight, I don't know. And stay safe, okay? And remember, if you woke up in the morning, it's a good day. I love you guys. You guys are fantastic. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.